okay. For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Kelly Combs, and I've decided to start a video journal of my progress of my first recorded album that I'm going to call, well, at least I think I'm going to call it at this point, I'm going to call it a Day in the Rain. And today I hope to be recording tracks for a song called Don't Give Up. And I'm going to start the day off right by getting in my car and getting a cappuccino somewhere. Starbucks, local coffee shop. Haven't made up my mind yet. Let's see. Go ahead. You're good, you're good. Alright, well, as you can see, I obviously didn't choose Starbucks, and I'm at our own little Southside coffee shop. I'm gonna go get my cappuccino. That was good, wasn't it? So we made it back. And got my coffee, got my Southside coffee cup, and a Danish, cheese Danish. Yeah, I haven't even tasted it, but it's probably pretty good. Let's go record. All right. All right, so here I am inside my home studio, and today I'm going to primarily focus on the drums, how I've set them up, some of the miking placements, and mics that I'm using. It's my goal in doing this is kind of to help some people that maybe came across some of the problems that I came across, or dissolving some of the theories and doubts that you got to have like $1,000 mics in order to get, you know, good recordings. And I'm finding that you don't need $1,000 mics to get great recordings. But if anyone wants to send me a $1,000 mic that I can, you know, do an experiment with, I'd be more than happy to try it out forever. So, you know, great mics are great to have, but if you can't afford them, don't let that stop you from doing the recordings and getting your music out there. That's the important part. So today I'm going to focus on the drums and go over some of the miking techniques that I've come up with, and go a little bit over my setup. So one of the first things I'll talk about is, you know, my mixer board. I don't have the grandiose mixer board. I have a modest Carvin 16-channel mixer board that I've owned for about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, and it's been reliable. It's quiet. It does most of the stuff I need. It's been rained on. It's been in the fog. It's been in incredibly dirty environments, kind of like the one it's in right now. No, not really. And for those of you that are curious, there's my cappuccino that I got earlier. Couldn't drink it out of that styrofoam cup because, well, styrofoam cups to me leave a nasty taste. So I've got it in my Pooh Bear cup, so I'm kind of having a Pooh Bear cappuccino. That's a little bit of a joke from the past. And anyway, so the routing techniques, or routing of sound, I've got my mics are plugged into my mixer board. And then I have my mixer board in various ways going over to my Motu 896 HD, and my recording software of choice is Sonar. I've kind of invested in it and got to use it back when it was guitar tracks. So I guess that's about how long I've been doing this. Some of my first recordings were actually using Radio Shack realistic microphones with the 1/4-inch jacks, and those were plugged into a stereo, and I would record using the record button to cassette tapes. So that was a lot of fun. I think I still have some of those. Anyways, miking techniques, mics that I have. So this mic right here is a AKG C1000S, and I love this microphone. It's a modest priced microphone, and it's great for several purposes, and in this case I'm using it to mic a couple of toms because I didn't have enough channels to mic all of them separately, but I do have, you know, pretty good representation of toms for direct and near field, or, you know, in tight recording of the tom, just to give them a little more punch and depth. I'm using Carbon's D24 microphones. Very inexpensive microphones. I bought them as a kit. I think there was 6 of them or 5 of them, and one of them was a bass drum mic. These are the toms. They're kind of similar to the SM57s. At least they try to be, but they work. And I've got a couple of overheads here. One of the overheads that I'm using is a MXL 910. These were on sale from Musician's Friend for a whopping $39 each, and I thought, for $39, wow, even if they're horrible, it'll be fun to play with them for $39. And so I've got 2 overhead mics there, and bass drum mics. So this is something a little different. I have MXL, I think this is an 990, right? Yeah, M990. And I've had this mic for quite a while. It was $69 when I bought it. It's a large diaphragm condenser mic. And I've got it sitting about 2 feet away from the bass drum. And this is here so that I can just get those low end, that punch sound. It kind of gives me a real nice, there's a real nice sound of the bass drum that's happening right about there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these blankets that I've got here on the floor, and I'm going to cover this up so that it kind of creates a dome and isolates some of the room noise, and just allows me to get that big bass sound. Hopefully that's what's going to happen. And then also you can see that I have inside the bass drum, here we go, I'm just going to reach in there. Right, there's my Carbon bass drum mic, and I have it sitting inside my bass drum, laying on a little doodad that's made by Evans, and I just have that laying in there. And what I've got that for is that it gives me some of the additional bass sounds, but I've also primarily got it for the thump thump. I want the strike of the, there we go. Well, this is difficult to do just by yourself. You know, it'd be great if I had someone that videotaped me. Anyways, it'll be humorous and I'll laugh at it later. But that microphone inside the drum kind of gets that sound, kind of the knocking of the bass, kind of mixed and blended together. Kind of gives me the bass drum sound that I'm looking for. But anyways, so what I do is, since I'm doing this kind of by myself, as I mic everything up and I kind of get it where I think it needs to be, and then I'll do a test recording. I'll just lay down a real simple track, and then I'll play it back listening to it on my headphones, and it sounds pretty good by itself. I'll roll with it. Anyways, time to lay down some drum tracks. All right, see ya. Quick side note about headphones. Headphones and speakers, I think, are incredibly important when I'm doing my mix downs, because I want to know what it sounds like. And a lot of times I'll do a mix down and then I'll take it out to my car, I'll listen to it in my car, I'll take it to my office and I'll play it through some cheap computer speakers just to see what it sounds like in various different places. And I think that's very important when you do a mix down. But for recording purposes, I have found that the most important thing is to isolate the sound that's coming out of the headphones, because the last thing I want in my microphones is what's coming out of my headphones. So the first time I tried to record this song after I bought these really nice, I love these headphones, Beyerdynamic DT880s. They're open back, so sound comes right out of the back of them. And on every track I recorded, you could hear the click track. Click, 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 click. No bueno. So instead, now, since I don't have a nice pair of closed back and isolated headphones, I use earbuds. And earbuds isolate incredibly well, and they also block out the room noise so that my pounding of the drums doesn't blow out my own ears. I'll blow out my ears with these instead. Haha. Anyways, I kind of already set up on this side, and you know, so the lighting's about as wrong as you can be for video or photography, unless you want to white out behind you. But that's what I've got, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm gonna record some more anyways. Yeah, it's kind of chopping off my head. That's okay. So drum tracks are laid down, and I'm gonna move on and re-record the acoustic guitar track. Several years ago, I laid down some guitar tracks, and I set up an SM57 down here just in front of the sound hole, and then I set up the AKG C1000 condenser mic, and I set it about 2 to 3 feet above the headstock on the guitar, and without any effects or anything. That recording just came back, and I was really pleased with it. I liked it. So I'm going back to something similar to that. I'm going to use the SM57 kind of just off the bridge, pointed almost directly at the bridge on the guitar. And then I got the C1000, and I've got that pointed right about at the 12th fret of the guitar. And hoping this will kind of give it a nice big airy sound, and put new strings on last night, so guitar should be okay, you know? We'll see how it records.